You're making this seem way more professional than it is.
And that's how we start the stream, folks. Thank you guys for watching. Woo!
Is anyone signed into the PSYLP Twitter to
Yes.
tweet?
I always am.
Then I will retweet to the tweet.
I
I
shall.
got access to that shit.
All right. Looking at Twitter, Laura, got a question.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I should retweet Cora's biceps or not because I'm not sure what I do or don't agree with. They exist. I agree with this.
They're very nice.
I just okay, see, there we go. The idea was incomplete, so I wanted to be sure before I retweeted something that was like Cora's biceps are a threat to humanity. Tweet if you agree. You know, like
I mean, that too. Like, can you imagine getting punched in the face by her? Holy shit.
yeah. No, I mean, she
Oh,
was
that one.
a pretty awesome
So-
character. Yeah, so
So I tweeted,
good.
have fun with that.
Uh-oh. Why? But what?
Okay, I'm gonna go have fun with it.
Now
Yeah,
I'm
go-
scared.
We're live. What are you guys doing?
Oh,
The same thing we always do.
Yeah, because the way you said that was like your tweet was like really mysterious or something. Like I've tweeted it. Have fun. Like
Anyways.
you booby trapped it. So
We
that
should
if I
probably
tweet it
do
like
the intro.
Oh,
canister.
yes. I have done the tweet. Then we can get more people into the chat.
Oh, this is a good sign of how tonight's gonna go.
I just had the feeling like I hit the retweet button and like catch on fire somehow. I don't. It was just scary. Hi everyone.
Hello.
All right. So shall we get started?
Please.
When last we left,
we
you
hit the-
guys had finished raiding the vault in certain uncolorful terms. You'd finished raiding the vault and were preparing to go attempt to acquire Cather. For two reasons. One, so that he can majestify the golden orb and majestify Isaac, hopefully.
Yeah.
In the process of considering your options, it was brought up that perhaps the sword Rapture should be retrieved. Actually, you guys came up with an interesting idea, which was you have to leave Rapture for Tala-Back to find in order for the timelines to be stable. So why don't you get Rapture from the future, bring it back to the past to give to Cather from the past, and leave the past Rapture in the cave for future Tala-Back to find.
Yes.
Time
That's about the
travel.
simplest way I could explain that.
Yeah.
I still don't know what's going.
And which you successfully did. You made a quick side trip down to Tala-Back's home planet, believe it or not. Well, you found out that Tala-Back, in the time between when you left and now, had turned into a local hero, rising up or leading a resistance that rose up and pushed the Splagorth off their planet. Which is no mean feat. Splagorth don't typically get kicked off of planets. Even if they are technically leaving because it's just not worth it, that's still not very common. You were able to find Rapture, who has apparently, for the past 5 centuries, been sitting in a display case, being marveled at. And Rapture was not very pleased with this. You quickly acquired Rapture. We're heading back to your ship, and I'm going to start with, is there anything you guys would want to do on this planet, or are you just GTFOing?
Let's book it.
Well,
Pretty good at the whole leaving part. Yeah.
I'm kind of an opinion that we get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm on the
Because-
GTFOing.
I mean,
Because
you're
we
not
kind
even
of
gonna like the top 10 tourist spots or anything?
we
We can
stole...
come back later.
Yeah, we can come back later, maybe.
Just,
We
they
can
have
come
a
back
lovely-
later. We could come back
lovely life
earlier.
eater.
We
They
can
have
come
like
back
a lovely
earlier.
life eater, General Broadway. No, okay, that's fine.
I can come
That's
back
cool.
earlier.
Just you know, their struggling tourist industry is just going to struggle a bit more, I suppose.
Squeak.
Um,
Well, yeah, we
Squeak,
took their prize.
You're trying to go with exactly. You're trying to go with the guilt option, but the thing is, we just stole like their
We don't have
hero's
guilt.
sword.
Except for maybe lives.
yeah, like the guilt option only works when your players
Like,
have guilt.
see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm totally down for getting this sword. I'm also totally down for eventually making a replica and just have it anonymously posted to the planet so they at least have something on display, even though
Well,
it's
it's not
not
like they know it's
Rapture.
magic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be imbued with something to make them seem more powerful, bloody, whatever. Something that Cather is kind of going to do with the orb. But that's another thing for another time.
So you guys, quite wisely, in all honesty, are deciding to leave before people wonder what happened to that marvelous sword. Probably a fair option. You would be unaccosted all the way back to your ship. Of course, you would be looked at by the others, greeted, and as you are approaching your ship, like you get back to this base pad, which if you recall, I mean, this is still a fairly sparse planet and not as developed as many others. There's no traffic control or anything. There's just landing pads. And as you're approaching your ship, you see coming from the second chance, like not from inside, but from underneath it, a group of about 3 or 4 of this lizard species, dressed very colorfully, very brightly, with much more shells than they have on their hands. And they see you approaching the ship, and they look at each other excitedly, and they come over to you,
Oh boy.
and they say, "Oh, we found you. I'm so sorry. We were so late. We are the greeting committee for this planet. We wanted to say welcome to our planet." And 3 of them start like putting these necklaces made of very, very beautiful seashells around your necks.
Cool, thanks.
Man, you're just making me feel more and more guilty. God dang it, Squeak.
Okay, personally, as a person, dude, you guys are doing the right thing, but I'm not going to completely adapt all my plans.
Just trying to figure out if I have any, like, blinding powder to throw in their
No!
faces.
No!
Lucas, no.
He's raffling through his pockets.
I'm sorry. I'll pull back, like pulling back the curtain just a little bit. I know this is all a little silly now, but like I had planned, like this planet had no tourism, so this is an amazing thing. But they're not prepared, and they're all like 2 steps behind everything because no one ever comes to this place. Anyway, they put the seashell necklaces around your neck, and they say, "We are so pleased to have you here. My deepest apologies for not greeting you at the ship. I was uninformed of your arrival."
Well, we just came by real quick to pick something up, and we actually need to go.
Oh.
Nice, you
Oh.
have really good security here, though. Good job.
Our friend is
Really
dying. We need to go.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry. I completely understand. Just okay. First things first. Roll me a trust check, but make it easier.
Which
by, like,
one of
20.
us?
Lucas.
I honestly think
that would have to be Lucas.
should be,
Okay.
but make it easier by 20 because that's one of those things where you almost don't want to second guess it. Okay, so you say that, and 2 of them are like, and the one that was talking to you goes, "Oh, well, I see. Obviously, you must go see to your friend. I completely understand. Well, don't let us get in your way. We just wanted to present you with these tickets that are free night stay at our local hotel. But of course, all means, don't let us stop you.
That's good. Because I'm seriously concerned about his life. Anywho, we should. I'm just gonna leave.
They hand you like a set of actual paper tickets, which is unusual for you guys. And they step out of your way. Two of them look very worried. The one that was speaking, the taller one, who is definitely a female, but obviously has not even introduced themselves yet, looks deflated, I guess is the the word to use. But of course, none of them impede you as you board the ship.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
It's not even lying. No, seriously, he's
Oh, we
dying.
do have a friend die.
He's not dying. Yep.
Did you forget about that?
Mm.
A little.
Oh. Well,
Man.
I mean, technically he's not actively dying.
He's stable, but he's also a vegetable.
He's just
Okay.
not getting better.
Okay. I totally want to make a pit stop back at Zebron and get materials to duplicate Rapture. Because the
Do
more
we
we're...
really need to do that immediately?
Well, fucking fine. We don't
Maybe
have to
when
do it
we
immediately.
have our robot friend back in action.
Fine. We can do that after, but dang it, I want it...
It's more fun when the item vanishes for a couple
I-
years anyways.
I'll
I
put it on the
understand,
quest
but
log.
luckily planets don't usually have expiration dates, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
This one does,
yes.
but that's
It-
besides the point.
Well, I mean, it might have an expiration date if they think that we stole the sword.
Well, what we can do is when we come back from the past, we can come back later to this exact moment, like an hour later, and be like, oh, hey, by the way, and then drop off the sword.
I'd like to take
Sort
this
of.
moment to address the audience for GM tips for all you newbies out there. In a situation like this, if you want to be considered an absolute dick, when your players come back, make the entire planet dead due to meteor strikes or something of that nature.
Ooh.
Ooh, something to explore.
Only
Man.
if you want all of your players to rebel.
Man. Anyways,
I'd be
Alright.
okay with
Anyways.
that.
So, you guys, I'm sorry. Let's get back on track because wow. You guys board the ship. Of course, you're allowed to take off. There's no flight control or Anna, so you don't have to ask for permission or anything. You can just get to the cockpit and take off.
And GTFO.
I will remind you guys just to let you know, Ryle is still in the necklace,
Yes.
which you're not sure of the capabilities, but you don't know how long he can or can't stay in there.
Well, I know time stops for him, so that's a thing.
Correct. Very true. And from what you've seen, I say from what you've experienced so far, he's been in there for several hours without any issues. But I don't think anyone's tested it to see how far it can go yet. But
Maybe
I'm
we
just
should just
reminding
leave
you
it on
guys
the
as players.
floor.
Yeah, I'm just reminding you guys as players that this is, this is where he is.
Oh, well, yeah, like we haven't like officially like oh no, we did officially take off, but I was going to say kid's gonna ask for the jewel from Isaac
sure.
so that they can let him out.
Take it.
Okay. Kid
All right.
takes the jewel and lets Ryle out.
Ryle comes out saying it probably
Okay.
Squee.
Okay. Squee.
Squee.
It
Bye.
probably.
It probably did
probably.
something.
oh,
Oh, almost.
oh. Uh-oh.
We're getting the
I can hear
robot.
you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we
Hello.
can.
Kind of.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Okay. All right. What did you hear last?
It probably.
Oh. Wait, I don't remember what came after that part.
Ryle
we-
came
we-
out.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
All right,
released
Ryle.
Ryle.
So we'll say Ryle came out and he goes, "It'd probably be best if I just oh, that's very disorienting. Huh." He starts looking around the ship. I guess we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. They seem like very nice people.
They are.
Did you get why were we there again?
Prison break.
Prison break. Right,
Essentially,
he starts nodding his head. Did you break the prison?
No.
Not
Oh.
yet.
Just
I'm
flooped
sorry.
in.
I see. Well,
Wait, did you?
Yeah, I have him right here.
No, did we break the prison though?
Oh, no,
We didn't break it.
Oh, okay.
We broke their hearts, but that's different.
that sounds horrible.
It's an experience. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, he says, nodding.
We'll
Um,
we'll find another place for you to tool around eventually.
Oh no. He shakes his head. He goes, No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an inconvenience. I am perfectly fine here. I don't expect you guys to stop at every location just so I can see it. I am sure that I will see tons of wonderful things. Plus, there's always this. And he closes his eyes, and fish starts raining down from the ceiling around all of you, hitting some of you all over the place, just like flopping. It's raining fish, so
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
It starts flopping all over.
Oh boy.
So I have a question.
Don't practice.
So because there's no elevator or anything like that, Quicksilver has had to be in the cargo bay this entire time.
Correct.
So,
Right.
what does he have any reactions to this?
I would say that for the time being, Quicksilver has been shut down. Because Quicksilver he's not turned on 24/7. He does have to shut down for I know he has like a nuclear core,
Yeah.
but like many computers, he just doesn't run all the time. He can run for several weeks, but sooner or later you got to shut him down, let the systems rest, so to speak. So I'd say
Okay.
that at the moment he is currently deactivated in the corner.
Oh. Okay. Well, never mind then.
I know it's not something that's really we've ever talked about before, but Isaac would know this. It has to happen from time to time. You don't do it as often as some would because you know that Quicksilver is not very big a fan of it. He is afraid of unconsciousness.
Oh, why you got it worded like that?
I didn't know how else to word it, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah. So you guys are in the ship. Anna, you are able to take off. Where
Cool.
are you headed next?
Where are we heading next?
I guess we're going to Zeberon to open the portal to Cather. Because we got to go
That
there
makes
first.
That makes logical sense.
Okay, so you guys start heading back towards Zeberon. What are you doing, Isaac? What are you doing with Rapture? Just
What am I-
holding on to it, or
What am I doing with Rapture? I will put him in my room for now, but Rapture will know of my idea of eventually copying him.
yeah, no. As long as you're holding Rapture, you two are technically bonded. He knows all about you, and you realize that now, for however long Tala-Back held Rapture, Rapture must have known everything about Tala-Back because Rapture knows everything about you, about your past, about where you're from, everything in an instant. Same thing for you, kid.
Cool.
Mhm.
I'm not really
So,
going to
yeah,
do much with Rapture, though.
I understand. So he'd be content to sit in your room as he at least affirms to you that he believes that you mean what you say, that you are going to reunite him, and he is very content with that.
Cool.
So you guys head back towards Zebron. It's not a very long journey. During which time, anything that the characters would do, I have something to go over, but I'd like to see if the characters. So it's not, like I said, it's not a very long journey. It's about half a day from where you are back to Zebron.
Mm-hmm. I've got nothing.
So,
Anyone else?
all right.
Do we need to get supplies at all? And just generally do that?
We can get him on the
Nope.
leg over to help.
We gotta get a
Cyber
dead
six.
body.
Why?
Well, I mean, are we gonna do like body swap, or is it like a?
I think we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
What do you mean we'll be fine? Do you even understand? Do you understand what a body swap is? If we don't have a body, we can't swap bodies. It will not be fine if we can't swap bodies. Now, come on
Need a
now.
body to swap.
This sounds so Shakespeare. I'm really holding back from making the same joke I made last week.
Now, if we're going to get good old Cathy, we gotta leave something there to at least say that there was a dead person there.
Okay, let's go
all
to
of our-
Valley Village.
But
Oh,
there
God.
won't be.
What's a one?
I was implying that we should go get a Halloween decoration of a skeleton.
Oh, that might work.
Oh god.
Isaac and Lucas, you'd be the only ones. Roll me a D100 and try and get it underneath your IQ times 4.
Okay. Let's take again at this. All right, times 4. Sure. Nope, wrong number. There you
Oh, wrong window.
go.
All right.
Got an 18 out of 72.
Okay. Isaac, you will remember that when you were there last time, there were a good dozen or so skeletons intermingled with broken and destroyed robots, in addition to Cather's skeleton.
Yeah.
So there were, at least at the time, there were dead bodies down there.
Yeah.
So I guess we could probably. Well, I mean, you had to give us that information first before we could work with it. But yeah, assuming so, we can just use one of those. I don't think our characters would be like, let's make sure we count each one. See, in the log there was 18, but now there's 17 dead bodies and one in here. So that means
I
that there's a
distinctly remember.
mystery on our hands.
I distinctly remember when you guys were there the first time. Lucas, what are you doing? I am counting bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
No, he did not.
I thought he did.
No, I was being sarcastic. Lucas never did that. He did not count bodies,
Okay.
thankfully.
I did get a sweet funnel.
Right. It does sound like something that Lucas would do.
I agree.
So, yeah, I'll tell you guys that. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. The biggest issue that I had was actually having Rapture there. Because then Tala-Back wouldn't get Rapture and all of that stuff wouldn't happen. So, yeah.
Okay. So, and Ahart would also mention that if you guys are going to get supplies, it might be best to get supplies on the way back, since you're going to have to pass Zebron anyway, and you don't know what supplies this Cather person might need.
Yeah, exactly. So how about we just go? Why don't you just go?
I'm down.
Sure.
Lucas,
What did you want from me?
you wanna just go?
Dead bodies.
No dead bodies.
I can get you dead bodies. That's not a problem. You want?
Okay,
Let's go.
so
Let's just go.
I'm gonna assume.
I guess I'll go get a dead body. Give me a
Now,
second.
Lucas, no.
Lucas,
What?
do you want to just go to Cyrene, or do you have anything you'd want to do first?
Oh. Well, voiced in my head. I don't think I have anything specifically I want to do.
All right. Well, then the party is in a majority agreement. You guys are headed straight there. Straight there is not exactly the word you'll have to use. You'll have to drop Sarah off because typically when you use the gate, Sarah's staying behind as your unofficial operator. However, she does denote that she is coming with you guys when you go to Heal Cyber 6 because she wouldn't miss out on that kind of thing for the life of her. And that she'll make other arrangements for someone to control the gate at that point in time. But while you're doing this little side trip, she's the one that's going to log the use of the gate and set it up for you and be ready to bring you back.
Okay.
So you'll have to land at the academy and drop her off. But you literally could just land, drop her off, and take right off again. She assures you that it will take a few hours to get time scheduled to use the gate, but you could be flying up there in a holding pattern and just ready to go.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Okay. So Anna, I'm not gonna make you roll a piloting check like every time you land the ship. So you're getting the hang of it. The ship is the more you fly with it, the more you realize that the ship is deceptive in the sense that
Bye, Squee.
Bye, Squee.
I will miss him. Why is it always the GMs that get this?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What will you realize? Find out next episode.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Who
whoop.
knows?
Whoop.
Oh.
There it is.
Leg spikes.
Might not be back yet.
They're happening for everybody.
during which time. Oh,
Oh, we're
what?
just. Oh.
Uh,
Are you back?
Hi.
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 Oh.
I don't know what's going on.
Welcome. For some reason, you're getting the same thing that Inferno gets.
Here's
I
the
don't know.
GM's curse.
The GM's curse.
Parasites transferred.
Is like Steam updating something in the background or something? Could be that.
Hello again, friend of a friend. I knew you well.
All right, I don't know if that'll make a difference, but maybe.
Wait, would you?
I real quickly just reset my personal. Can't think of
Your IP address?
my. No.
Router?
Range extender.
Ha!
I'm tired.
Okay.
Very tired.
I see.
But luckily my range extender it turns off and turns on incredibly quickly. So who knows? Maybe that'll help. I mean, there's a ton of other things I could do, but that all takes time. So I'd rather not try right now.
Cool.
So, you guys are in a holding pattern as other ships use the Eye of Zebron, and you get to see them one by one fly towards the gate. The gate opens up. They fly through it. You see everything from small ships about your size to giant luxury cruisers that are going to exotic parts of the universe taking tourists. And eventually it takes about 3.5 hours before Sarah pipes on over the comlink and goes, Anna,
Yeah?
I've got coordinates locked in. You're ready to make your approach. Good luck.
Okay. Yeah.
And you begin to make your approach. Anna, this is the first time you've been at the helm flying this thing through the gate of Zebron, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Have you been
I think-
flying?
I think I faintly remember a moment when Inferno was not here and it was Anna.
Oh. Well then, in any case,
It might be second.
I think you may have flown back through it, but I don't think you've approached the Eye of Zebron
Okay,
before.
yeah, that's different.
So, basically, what you do is you fly the ship directly towards the giant black hole. Here, hang on, let me. Oh yeah, well, you guys are already there. I'm just on a different page for some reason. So you fly the ship directly towards the very cute black hole. And you pass beyond the point where your ship would be able to turn around and fly back. And you feel it start to pick up speed beyond the capabilities of the engines. And the computer starts to take over as it guides you in. Obviously, such a dangerous thing. They typically don't leave that up to human error.
Hmm.
But you know that you have to stay by the controls constantly because in the odd event that the autopilot breaks down, you would then have to assume manual control. And it's very much a case of if you miss the gate, there is literally no turning back. You would just continue on into the center of the black hole and never be seen again.
Okay, bye.
Never happened in your knowledge. In fact, in the 500 or 300 some odd years of Zebron's history, you know of one example, and that's the only one that's at least been made famous. So you know it's incredibly rare. But I gotta imagine that no matter how well you know it, it's still a tense experience.
Hmm.
And you pilot towards the gate. As you approach it, the gate begins to shimmer a silvery color as it expands in the ring. And within a few seconds, you fly straight through it and find yourself shooting out through space. It's very smooth. There's no turbulence of any kind. It is just smooth sailing. You see on your sensors, not very far away, probably only about 10 minutes flight time, you see the planet of Cyrene. However, while it is familiar for Isaac and Lucas, it is very different from what you've seen before. Instead of it being a planet covered in cities, it seems very desolate, very dark. And from what you can see, it is a mixture of what looks like barren wasteland. Like you don't see any oceans, you don't see any green areas that would denote plant life. What you see is from orbit, you see rocks and storms.
Okay.
And as far as Isaac and Lucas are concerned, welcome back to Cyrene again.
Woo! Crap tons of storms again. Woo!
Woo.
But no big, huge little alien. Woo!
Not yet.
Yeah.
Well, that you know of.
Don't give me a well, squee.
Knock on
I'm just
wood.
pointing out that you guys don't know that.
What if there's still a pair of those baby ones on our fucking ship?
Oh no, I hunted those things.
Yeah,
Fair-
I gotta
fair
imagine kids
point.
found them all by now.
If there were any left, they would have found them by now.
Actually, there were still a pair.
Do not
But-
release them.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure Levine would have taken them with her.
Yes, correct. She
Yeah.
had them as her personal pets.
Yeah.
Hart will come in over the radio. Anna.
Yes.
Hi,
Hi.
it's Hart.
Okay.
I realize we've never talked over the comm link before. This is exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Anyway, I was just thinking, we don't get to talk enough. We should. Like, your sister's amazing and she talks really nice things about you, but shut up, Tessa. Yes, she does. And so I was thinking that maybe sometime we should get together and I don't know, brush her hair, talk boys, whatever girls are supposed to do. Oh, also, make sure you turn the shields off when you go through the clouds or it might wreck the ship. Okay, bye. Click.
Bye.
Oh,
She's just
boy.
shaking her head but smiling.
All right. So you guys are in high orbit around Cyrene. What's the plan here?
Okay. So, from what I'm thinking of, we know the general location of where Cathor's little bunker is. Under the city. City. So what we did was, we did most of our stuff. We landed the ship to the east of the city. We went to the village to the south of the city, and we tunneled in from the east. I think we should focus on like landing to the north or the west and going in from that direction so that we don't accidentally screw something up.
That's not a bad idea too, because you would know, and I'll just let you guys know, your characters would know, of course, that his cave, for lack of a better word, was below the city to the northwest part of it. So approaching from the north or the west would be a good way to go towards it.
Yeah. Would you guys
And,
be okay with this? Okay.
All
Sweet.
right. So how far away from the Golden City would you like to land the ship?
Outside of visual range.
Got it.
But we would know the general direction of where it is.
Oh, you could just in fact, I'll let you know. So you could make one orbit around the planet
Sounds
and
good.
Be intimately aware of where the Golden City is, because the amount of light that is pouring from it, even in this desolate planet, is visible as a spot of light from orbit. Anna, they have you kind of guide the ship in. Do you follow Hart's warning?
Yes.
Okay. You shut down the shields, which turns out to be a good thing, because as you begin to enter the atmosphere, you are assaulted by storm clouds and several lightning bolts strike the ship. However, luckily, just like airliners of today, most ships that are expected to enter atmospheres are designed to take lightning strikes and be pretty much okay. However, given the size of the lightning bolts, the shields, that might have caused some massive problems. As from what your sensors show you, you are struck by lightning about once every 5 seconds.
Oof.
Yeah.
But despite that, from where you're sitting, while you do feel in the controls, there is a lot of turbulence, a lot of crosswinds, a very stormy type of area that you're going through. Obviously, from where you are, everything.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Where we
Okay.
are, everything.
Okay. Would that be okay with everybody? Just moving to Skype? Would that work?
Sure.
Okay.
I think it's just a blip in internet. That's
Yeah,
all
I think
it is.
it's a blip in internet.
Okay,
help.
and I'm back. I don't know what's going on.
Uh,
I don't know, actually. It's like my Discord is freezing momentarily.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Why don't you just hop to Skype
All
for
right.
the rest of this session?
You guys want to try that?
Or-
You're gonna have to give me a minute.
Or do you want to keep going with Discord?
Yeah, let's just keep going for now. When tonight's over, I'll run some tests and see if we can't get this knocked out before next session.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, or we could try. No, I was gonna say we could try a personal call, but really, I don't think that'll make a difference one way or the other. So, Anna, you have read sensory equipment, yes?
yes. Roll it.
Okay, yes, please.
Yes. 85 is what my
Okay.
thing is.
You're able to find a nice flat landing area that could fit the ship quite nicely. As you get down below the storm clouds, you are greeted with this sight. This seems to be what you see stretching out to every horizon. The only thing of note is that most of the clouds are not rain clouds; they're dust clouds. Mm-hmm. So you're able to find a place that is free of any difficult terrain, that's fairly flat, more than large enough to land the ship, so that you can land without too much trouble. So in other words, you don't have to make a piloting check or anything of that nature. You're able to land fairly well, and you are currently about a good 20 miles or so from the Golden City, well beyond its visual range, given how mountainous and rocky the terrain is. Mountains, not the right word. There's lots of rock formations, but these formations, while tall and big, not quite what you'd call a mountain. More along the lines of, do you guys ever be to like New Mexico or a desert area that has those very tall rock formations? Hang
Been
on.
to Wyoming, and it's canyon.
I will find you a picture. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Hang on. I'll shoot this over to you guys. This is what the terrain is like. There are tons and tons of. I'm going to throw this into Discord for you. Tons of formations like this. Not
Okay.
really what you'd call a mountain. Not big enough for it, but still more than big enough to block the view of the horizon for more than a mile or two around you.
Mm-hmm.
And you land safely. Lucas and Isaac, welcome back to the planet you guys said you were never coming back to.
Yeah, apparently
Again.
we lied.
Again.
Yep. I mean, it does help that we kind of created a whole religion and all of that. This is essentially our planet now. It's ours. Even though we sold it.
And this is before all that happened.
Yeah. So what I think we should do first and foremost is get those mining machines out of the cargo bay. Make sure whoever is going to come with us is ready to go. And start covering the Not the Rhapsody, oh my god. The Second Chance.
Right.
With those tarps. You remember last time Xavier got a whole bunch of like canvas stuff to try and camouflage?
I do remember.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Let's do that.
All right. So you'll notice that the mining machine that you have has a compartment big enough for about 6 people or so, though there's only seats for 2 people. The rest of the compartment looks like it's designed for equipment, food, machinery, things of that nature. So you could all fit inside it, of course, but there's only going to be 2 seats. The rest of you are going to be standing or sitting, on the floor. Not the most comfortable ride, but certainly you can fit. The front of it looks like a giant drill bit. And it very much, and you, when you get inside, you work the controls. You can tell that the drill bit can be angled downwards by a pivot on the back of the vehicle itself that will actually push up the back end of the vehicle, angle the drill bit downwards, so that you can drill down and then adjust your angle as you see fit. The other thing to note is the drill bit itself, all of the edges are lined with what looks like synthetic diamond.
Fancy.
That's real fancy.
It is very, very well constructed. And when you guys exit the ship and get ready to go, one thing of note for Lucas and Isaac, it's very familiar with a few exceptions. Those exceptions being that you can still see the dead husks of plants around you, shrubs, grass, things of that nature. They're all dead, of course, and shriveled up. But when you were here last time, there was nothing. Even those corpses had been washed away with 3 centuries of time. But what you see now is a landscape that has not been suffering under these storms for as long as you were used to.
Interesting.
You've landed in, it's not nighttime, but you're under heavy, thick cloud cover, so it's almost as dark as night.
Yeah.
But even in the dimness, you can still see the glow from the Golden City shining over several of the rock formations. It's very easy to tell where it is.
Cool.
So, I'd like to know, who's coming? Is it just the PCs? Are they bringing any NPCs?
Well, I would offer to Hart because she wasn't. Isaac admittedly was a bit of a dick last time, so she wasn't able to actually go and meet Cather and whatnot.
All right. Well, I'm also, you have room for basically one NPC because there's 5 of you, or sorry, 2 NPCs.
Oh,
4
yeah,
of you.
some very important before we skadoot for the boot. We probably should, I don't know, maybe talk with the sword and be like, hey, he's probably not going to be the hottest on leaving, and probably would be hard to convince him that you're also here without just showing you, which we can't because of time
Yeah,
shenanigans.
that's right. I would ask for like a story or a phrase that Rapture would know, so that we could tell Cather and say, "Hey, so Rapture told us this. We have Rapture back on our ship, but he's from the future. You're gonna have to
We
leave
can
your sword."
also touch the other sword, and then he'll believe us, and then he can try to convince that. But touching the sword to begin with is going to be hard enough.
Touching. I don't know about the touching of the sword bit. I'm iffy on that, to be honest. Because I don't know how that would interact, because you're already linked to the same sword from the future, and then you're linking to the same sword from the past. Will that do some time fuckery?
Probably not, because I don't think it's a linking. It's more of just psychically communicating. It's like if I talk with somebody from one room and then the same person from another time, will that destroy time? I don't think so.
Squee? Oh,
Is he gone?
Squee? Is he gone?
Yeah, no, it froze on me. Keep going. I'm good.
We have a question.
Oh, yes.
So, Piff suggested we touch Rapture from the past,
Right.
because then it
have
would
it
be able to
believe you.
know
Right.
that we have Rapture from the future on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Would that make some time fuckery bullshit? Like, end the world
So-
kind of time stuff.
You can't be sure. The only person there that you could really ask that would have any expertise in this at all would be Indigo. Because, like, your characters, you wouldn't know. Like, I mean, it's just that why would your characters be expected to know that? Indigo, whoever is a trained Corsair, she would think about it. She'd go, I can't be 100%, but the general rule of thumb is major events can't change. And a person's thoughts don't change the world. Their actions do.
I just don't think talking to one person at one time and to another would change the world too much. I mean, technically it can, but
I would agree. I don't think that would cause a big problem. You could share all the information with the sword you'd like. If the sword never acts upon it or does anything with it, then it could never alter the timeline.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Let's give it a whack. Let's give it a try.
we also
do
still
you-
need to convince him to let us touch the sword to give us the communication thing.
Yeah.
We should still probably talk to this sword.
Yeah, of course.
So who's talking to Rapture? Kid?
No. Someone else can fucking do it.
Yeah, who wants to talk to Rapture?
Isaac will. Why not?
Okay. Sure. So it's in your room anyway. So Isaac, you pick up the sword, and you would hear the thought in your head. Yes.
Okay. So as you know,
Stop
we're
being
here.
coy, sword. You already know all this shit.
Yeah, basically, it knows our plan.
No. First of all, would Isaac say, because Lucas isn't there, he does not hear your mental conversation. if Isaac were to relay something similar, Rapture would say, I learn about you at the point of contact at our joining, but as a matter of politeness, I tend to try to stay out of your thoughts unless invited.
Oh. Well, shit.
Stop being coy.
Shush. So essentially the idea is we're going to try and convince Cather to come with us. Is there any phrases, any anecdotes, anything that you think that we should say in order to convince us that we are legit? To convince him that we are legit?
Well, first, be polite, be proper. Cather likes that. And do not be afraid to be logical. He is incredibly perceptive.
Okay.
As to convincing him that I am here, tell him that I'm looking forward to seeing if he ever accepts that Patty wasn't his fault.
To see.
Writes it on palm.
Yeah, he's literally writing it on his palm.
And he'll say, just tell him that.
Alright. So, we'll tell him that. The general idea after that is probably to convince him to let us touch you in the past, which would let you in the past know that you here is on the ship. Man, this time travel bullshit. Alright. Anyways,
Rapture says in your mind, don't worry too much. His mind will grasp it. Just use...
God damn it.
This works
Just
so well
use
each
what?
time.
Just
every
use-
time.
It, of course.
But he's very...
Hello?
I'm opening up Skype. God
Sweet
damn
run.
it.
I'm on the edge.
One day he'll be stable enough to become a...
To become a real boy.
Are any of us stable?
No.
Oh
No.
no.
Hello?
Hey!
Hey, Skype?
Yes,
Skype.
Skype it
What's
is.
Skype?
Just
Oh, jeez. Why you gotta do this? Calling. Then let's not call field, use not online. Okay.
Hello.
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 maybe you'll just get really staticky instead of droppy.
Yeah.
I feel better already. I mean, I have no evidence to support this feeling, but I feel better.
Phone, you can stop ringing. I answered on the computer.
No.
Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Elora?
Laura!
Would you
Elora?
be interested in a set of encyclopedias?
No!
No.
But
Yes.
you could learn
I'd be
everything there is
interested
to
in
know
burning a set
about...
of encyclopedias.
Okay, so Squee, getting back to what you were
Uh-huh.
saying, use
Okay,
what?
yes.
Just use what?
Oh, okay. He says, just use reasoning. He'll understand in time. Okay, I don't know exactly what you heard or not, so I'll just say he is an incredibly sharp man. He will pick up concepts very quickly, even as confusing as time may be. He's also, however, a very compassionate man, and he feels responsible for what happened here. It might be difficult, but if you are persistent, I'm sure that he will see reason.
Okay. Okay. So then, hopefully, we'll see you in a little bit with Cather with us.
I look forward to it.
All right. So, who all in all is going to come with us?
Well,
Everybody
I
dropped
assume
from the
all the
call?
PCs. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm still here.
I'm just trying to think. Should I just not go and just be a douchebag about it?
Wow.
Or should I play the game? Guess
The
I'll...
decisions that define.
Yeah.
the
Oh,
future.
no. No, we can't hear you at all, Elora.
Wait.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no.
Well,
Kid is just sitting there staring at Rapture.
I just imagine they're in the driver's seat just waiting for us.
Probably.
Kid wants to drive.
oh, God. Also, Squeak,
okay.
didn't we get 2 of them?
No, you got one undamaged one.
Right. And the other one was damaged. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, there was
First-
3 that were damaged, but...
Technically, yeah.
There were a lot of damaged ones, but you
But
took
there's
one
only
that was
one damaged in our hull.
Yeah.
Alright.
Which is
Here.
fine.
Close the door.
Oh, it's one of those nights.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Laura, are you gonna be able to join us, or
Oopsie.
do you want to do the texty thing? Oh, I don't know what's going on. Working on it. Got it.
Hi, Laura. No, that's fine. We can go ahead and keep going. She can hear us. So,
Yeah, she can hear us.
are there any NPCs you would like to bring?
I mean, I suggested Heart.
Ace.
Okay.
Ace. Okay, sure. Heart's willing to come. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, do we have room for him to come back with us at that point?
Oh, that's a good
True.
point.
Well, we would have room if we just took Heart and Ace. Or if Heart sat in Isaac's lap.
Any excuse.
Okay, no, well, Heart and Ace, I think works.
Yeah,
Even if-
Heart
well,
and
we
Ace
can
works.
pick up a corpse.
Yeah, the corpses are down there. Wait, no, they're not.
They're in
Or-
the cave.
There's already
But
corpse there, got it.
Wasn't, like, the onslaught of people attacking the reason why he killed himself? Wouldn't that be during the time that he was attacked? Instead of now where there wouldn't be any?
No, well, what happened was, and Isaac, you already made the successful intelligence check. So, according to his journals, he had to kill people as they were trying to. Basically, he had to fight people off as he tried to enclose himself in the tomb. But when he spent years working on the gem, he was, already closed off to the people. So all the bodies that were down there were from the first days when he locked himself down there, before he was able to shut them all out.
Got it. I also realized we have to bring... Sarah stayed behind, didn't she?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, she did.
So we have to bring our dear friend, the priestess of... God, I can't remember what Levine used to be.
Elisa?
Yeah, we need to bring Elisa.
Oh, because of the magic thing, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But Ace-
technically, myself and Cather have a pretty good chance of just getting all of the magic right then and there.
You sure?
Because technically, if I do the math correctly, even if he was at the baseline of exactly enough to actually fill that particular gem thing without killing himself, which is highly unlikely, he would just need 7 more magic points, which I'm assuming even just 3 normal people would have at least like
I have
enough
10.
for 7 points. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, then never mind, I guess. Plus, I mean, ACU is small.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't take up too much room. We could
Okay,
still
guys.
take her.
I'm sorry. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm sorry to do this, but our puppy is not leaving me nor Higgy alone. So give me about 5 minutes. Take a break. Go to the restroom. Grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it. I will be back.
Okay.
chat only just now started shipping Heart and Isaac, guys?
I mean,
But I guess it.
it's been in the comments for like at least 40 episodes now.
Only 40? Guessing you're still working on it, or? Well, I guess you would have said something if you fixed it. Pip.
How much PPE does Lucas have? Lucas has 143.
Speaking of which. I assume I've rested enough to get my ISB back over a week.
Usually it takes a day or two to get fully charged.
Yeah.
You have a larger pool.
Yeah. Well, I haven't updated my computer version yet, since I wasn't at my computer last time.
You would have to be completely drained and have a huge amount to actually need more than 2 days.
Yeah, no, it was only 30.
Only 30? Yeah, no, you're good after one.
Yeah, no. It was more I needed to update because it still said from like 2 sessions ago how much ISB I had.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Beak.
I feel like it went official when Heart kissed Isaac. Yeah, well, basically.
That's canon, not shipping. Not a.
Yeah. That's canon.
Canon and shipping can be 2 different things.
Yeah.
It's just if you ship the canon, you're much less likely for heartbreak.
It's true.
Easy.
Well, unless the writers decide to be very upset with you.
Hmm.
Why do I have so many bruises?
Good question.
Hello?
Stop trying.
Hello?
Hey, Laura.
Oh, thank God.
Hey.
Okay. That only took forever.
Well,
We
it
fixed
took
one thing.
9 minutes and 32 seconds.
Now we need our GM back.
Oh, I do have pop.
Pop?
I was thinking I want some pop, and then I remembered I do have some.
Some soda?
I have some pop.
What
you got?
Pop?
I got. Oh, it's brisk iced tea.
It's not soda.
Brisk?
I'm
That's pop.
sorry, I just got confused for a second. I was like, that's not pop, and I'm like, maybe it's still technically considered pop.
Carbonated.
Is
Coming
it?
in a pop bottle. Yeah.
I never knew brisk iced tea to be carbonated.
I mean, yeah, no, it's carbonated. I don't know. It's under the pop section.
I mean, yeah, I think pop is just like considered canned drink.
Well, this is the 2-liter bottle that I am now
Oh.
finishing off. And I'm gonna have to order pop the next time I get pizza, which won't be for a while because I ate out way too much in last week.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Hi.
I'm back.
Are you
Hi.
tired?
A little bit. Sorry, but if dog is constantly barking, we wouldn't be able to play. So,
It's true.
all right. Where were we? Who you were bringing? You were bringing Heart and ACU.
Yes. We were also arguing that Elisa could probably come with, because ACU is real small.
True.
But then you don't have a spot for Seabro to sit on the thing on the way back.
See, bro.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just bring Heart and ACU. So,
All right. Okay. So you guys
Adventure
crowd
forth.
into the vehicle, which is nuclear powered, by the way. It doesn't actually take fuel.
Sweet.
Who's driving?
Good question. Why doesn't Hart drive?
Give me a second. Let me take a look at hard skills. Their skill sets. I'm pretty sure, though, she doesn't know how. Otherwise, she probably would have just driven it out of there in the first place instead of making you guys do unskilled checks. But let me be sure.
Couldn't she just meld with the vehicle?
She can. That's certainly a thing that can be done.
Yeah.
Give me a second, though.
If not,
Oh,
then...
that's right. That's right.
I don't know.
She wasn't with you guys because she left with Isaac on the roof. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, she can pilot all the things. Holy crap. Yeah. Hart can pilot, like, all the things. So, yes, she can definitely drive.
A solution! Woo!
Now, just because she can drive doesn't mean she has to. So, who's driving?
If you're asking if Lucas is going to go woo and then try to drive it again, no, I think the joke's done for him.
Kid.
Okay.
Does Kid want to?
God.
What'd you say?
If anyone turned to Lucas like, I don't know how to drive those things.
Yeah, kid will drive.
Kid will drive. Okay.
Ah.
Oh my god, I just read what Kid wrote. Jesus, that's morbid.
What?
Cyber
Oh.
6,
Cyber
but he's
6, but
dying.
he's dying
I mean,
if
we
you
want to
wanna
leave a corpse.
Oh, I didn't read
Whoa,
that.
no,
Why?
those are two separate conversations. No, I
They fit
refuse
so well
to leave
together.
him.
I mean, if
Yeah,
we're
well,
looking
that
that's
would
a
be
fair joke
some-
for you.
That would be something to leave the party who's just Cyber 6 dead as the corpse, and they're like, wait a second.
We
Wasn't
recognize
he-
this
is he
guy.
Cather?
What the?
That's weird.
That's
I just-
weird.
You have to admit, those fit so well together.
My God.
Okay. Anyway, no, would Kid want to try and drive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do
Heart's
technically
not
have
gonna
a
s-
better choice if you don't want to. Like,
Yes.
Hart actually knows how to drive it and can meld with it and things like that. We're just asking if somebody really wants to actually drive it, not more of like a who can drive, it's more of like who wants to.
Kid wants to try.
Alright, cool.
Lucas
I think
showed
she
them up
knew.
on the roof.
Yeah. Hart would start to drive, and then when Kid goes to drive, Hart just gets the same kind of eyes that little girls get when they see like a beautiful fluffy doll, and it just steps out of the way.
Alright.
So, Kid, roll me a 1d100. You need to get, it's 20 for unskilled plus whatever your bonus for your IQ is.
So that would be 30 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
Oh, please don't wreck.
26.
Yay!
We did it.
Wow. So, Kid is, and you guys are starting to realize this the longer you spend time with Kid. Kid picks things up incredibly quickly. And, sorry,
what
everyone,
is it?
Piff just shared a picture. Anyway, Kid's really good at picking things up quickly, and despite a few failed attempts on the other planet, Kid has gotten the working aspects of driving this vehicle down. So, Kid, you're able to drive it, and then Hart will sit next to you in the other seat and control the more complicated drilling mechanism. So, yeah, you guys, you make your way towards the Golden City. I'd say probably, I assume, like just before it becomes visible on the horizon, you'd want to go underground.
Yeah.
Okay. The capsule is fully enclosed, but there are windows all around, so it's still easy enough to see. But once you start digging into the ground, the vehicle will stop, and the back end will begin to rise up as a piston pushes the tail upwards, pushing the nose downwards towards the ground. Then the nose will start spinning very quickly and drill into the ground, and the vehicle just slides into the ground. It's a very strange thing as your world becomes completely dark. There are flashlights on the mining vehicle, but they are pretty useless because you are digging a hole that is exactly the size of the vehicle. So your light goes nowhere. It's a very, very dark thing. And the vehicle itself is piloted by ultrasonic waves that map out the terrain around you. So Hard is able to guide you towards the general direction of where you want to go, kid. However, you can't see where you're going. You're basically just relying on what Hard's saying. And this goes on for about 2.5 hours as you slowly drill your way a couple of miles towards where you believe to be, and where Hart can confirm you eventually, once the ultrasonic waves begin to hit, a structure below the surface.
Okay.
And he's done. All right. Give me a second while I open the door. Okay. So you take about 2.5 hours, and then your drill kind of hits a harder resistance than you have so far. Instead of loose rock and sand and bedrock, you hit something far more, pardon the pun, concrete, that slows the drill down, but for a minute. And then after a minute or so, give me a second while I move everyone over
to this map. Woo!
Indeed. So the drill, I don't have the vehicle itself, but the drill nose pokes through a wall and breaks out into this room right here.
Okay. It's this one, guys.
Yeah, up at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, from what you can see, looks like a fully stocked dining room. And what you can see as you break through, as you're assaulted by light, you all kind of squint a little bit because it's bright inside. You see a very strange sight. You see in the room there is a mechanical droid standing to the left of the table. Lucas and Isaac, this looks like the same kind of mechanical droids that you... here, actually, I'll move one up. That you ran into last time, except it's much newer. It's less covered in rust. And it just stands there. And in addition, you see sitting at the table in very elegant dress, robes that look like they're made out of silk, look like they're fit for very high-end, rich or even noble class, seated properly at the end of the table, staring at you and your vehicles, is an elderly gentleman with neatly trimmed hair and beard, very striking white irises. He looks human, with the exception that he is paler than what most humans would look like, and his white irises that are not, some people that have a blind eye or eyes will have white irises. These don't give that impression. They give a soft white glow, the irises themselves, as if they are emitting a soft light. He is sitting in these very refined robes, and he has in his hand a saucer and what looks like teacup. And he's just sitting in the chair, And as you break through the wall, as your eyes begin to adjust to the light, he sets the teacup down, stands up, brushes a lot of the dust and pebbles that have rocketed him, and says in a very loud voice, "Well, I'd welcome you if you would like to step out of your vehicle. If you've come to kill me, be aware I am not easy to kill."
Isaac will try and poke his head out a window and go, "Hey, you're Cather, right?"
"I am indeed Cathronian Mithor."
Ah, right person then. And he's gonna bring his head back in. He's gonna try and get out of the vehicle. What?
You may want to tell him that we're not here to kill him. He seems like he doesn't know us.
Oh, he's gonna poke his head out. We're not here to kill you. In fact, we want to try and convince you to come with us. We can talk more about that later. Let me just get out of this thing. And he's gonna poke his head back in.
What is the I guess the windows and stuff look like on this vehicle?
They are tinted and bubbly. So like they what I mean by bubbly is that they curve outwards.
Okay. So kind of a fisheye?
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Alright, well the kid's gonna hop out of the vehicle as well.
I'll hop out too.
All right. As you leave
I'll
the
try a
building-
somersault.
Okay, try a somersault.
Yeah.
Well done. You stick the landing.
You did. It.
You don't even have to step one of your feet apart. You stick it. He watches all of this in silence. And Anna, do you get out as well?
Yes.
All right. And Hart gets out last, waving. And he looks at all of you, studying you as you get out, and he says, "Well then, if you haven't come to fight, perhaps I should invite you to tea. I have not had guests in quite some time. Please, have a seat. I was in the process of pouring myself some when you came knocking."
Sorry about that. And Isaac will go and sit down across from him.
"It is quite all right." And he'll begin pouring. He'll go to the kitchen and he'll come back and he'll begin pouring tea. They're not in teacups. Many of them are cup-like containers, but you get the impression that this guy didn't expect a lot of company, so he didn't have teacups for everyone.
So
But
Isaac's
he
just
begins-
drinking from a bowl.
Yeah, basically, like a small soup bowl or something. He begins to pour tea for everyone, and then he does it very delicately. He has very wide sleeves, and he'll pull the sleeve to the side as he pours the tea, and then he'll place it in front of each sitting place with both hands. And when he's done, he will spread his hands wide and he'll say, "Please, sit. I was told by a great many people who were not attempting to flatter me that my tea is excellent."
How do you know they weren't trying to flatter you?
When you live a life as long as I have, surrounded by as many people trying to flatter you as I have had, you begin to tell the difference. And with that, he will sit down at the head of the table.
So, let's get things started. You've been stranded here for quite a while, due to a crashed ship, right?
Yes. So it would seem.
Yes. Now, we're interested in finding a really powerful techno-wizard. So, we came to this time to find you, because we need your services.
Ah, so you are from the future. Interesting. Yeah. I had thought so, but not sure.
Yeah. We are definitely from the future. In fact, we are responsible for eventually helping out these people of this planet.
Are
That's
you
how,
now?
Yeah, that's how we know, because we read your journal.
I had figured there were two possibilities. Since no one knew that I came to this planet, in fact, I'm almost certain no one besides me of this time even knows this planet exists. The only possibilities that you knew me, given that you were not surprised to find me here, was the incredibly unlikely situation that another ship found this location and was able to determine that I was here, or that you are from the future after this place has been found along with my corpse. It is a strange world we live in when the second is more likely than the first. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Well, technically, we found this planet just by luck. I mean, this place is so far off the map. It took us several months in order to get here from the three galaxies.
Yes, but when you're dealing with the vastness of the future, the unreasonable eventually becomes inevitable. What I mean to say is that when you're dealing in centuries and eons, someone else was bound to find this place.
It's true.
So, you're from the future. You're rift travelers, I assume. Shifters, I believe they're called.
No.
No.
Time travel is just a thing.
For the first time, his eyebrows raised in surprise. That's unexpected. Mm-hmm. I was under the impression that time travel could only be achieved through a rift.
Well, we did travel through a rift, but we didn't open it ourselves. It's one that's permanently open in space and is heavily regulated.
I see.
From what I could tell, it's a place with a whole bunch of magic and some mumbo-jumbo about gravity or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 20 or 30 odd different ley lines all converging inside of a black hole.
I think I understand. And with that, like, Hart will put her hand on your arm, and she'll look at Isaac warmly, but also like with a "let me handle this" kind of thing.
Oh, and by all means, go ahead.
She'll begin to matter-of-factly say, we didn't actually travel through a rift. See, the temporal gate actually uses the massive energy of the ley lines to warp gravity in such a way from the black hole that it opens up an actual natural wormhole to any time or place that we desire. Cather studies that for a second and goes, interesting. So you're not rift travelers. You would bypass many dangers that way.
Yeah, probably.
So, you've come back in time to find a powerful techno-wizard. Mm-hmm. But, from what I understand, you found this place once before. Were you looking for me then as well?
No. In fact, the first time we were here, we were looking for Lady and Eggs.
Ah, well, this is certainly the place to find them.
Mhm.
And as if to punctuate that, you hear like a soft roar that gently shakes the tomb from over to you, far to your right.
Isaac's eyes grow wide and go, "It's that fucker again. Oh no."
Fucker. Pedro is mostly harmless, I assure you. Unless time drove him mad, which would be unfortunate.
I'm.
Though,
We're talking about one that flies, is really mean, is mind controlled.
very large black scales.
Yeah, yeah.
That
He just-
would be Pedro.
He damaged our ship the first
Then
time we
my
were here.
apologies. I must apologize. Most of what you see around you is my fault, though if you read my journal, I suppose you already know that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Most interesting. So, you're looking for a powerful techno-wizard. Why me? Are techno-wizards a lost art in your time?
No, but we were looking for one of the best, and according to history, you're one of the best.
That seems more generous than truthful, but I am talented.
We also need someone who's actually good at their job. You see, we're trying to do something that is... Ooh, how'd I put it? Messing with larger magic than we should probably even dive into in the first place.
Yeah,
And then trying to do a good old trickery to do a good old swapsies.
essentially we were kind of forced to get a certain item for a godling, and we don't want to give this item because eventually this godling comes here and rules this planet.
It's a godling.
It's God. It whatever is
Alright.
whatever the term is.
A being of extreme power.
Yes.
I see. I assume they are not... what would be the proper word? Benevolent?
No. In fact, the item that we are supposed to give him, that we don't want to give him, is an item which eventually drives him mad.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a long story in some sort of time mumbo jumbo of the future kind of guessing what we've already done.
Yeah.
But I think first things first, we should probably get down to business. Mainly, I think I should I step into the money bags role? Should I be money bags for this?
What do you mean by money bags?
You know, the money bags. The about yay tall, drives the ship usually.
Oh, Xavier. Yeah. Of course. Sure. Go for it.
He like puts his elbows on the table and like TPs his fingers, like he pyramids his fingers, brings his face close to them. So, we need you to help us with this. Now, there's a lot that has happened, and we're unsure about your particular standings and what you would like to do as either payment or what have you. But we do have something that you might want. Your future.
He sits forward and says, all right, you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Well, with this particular offer, just coming with us in general, will allow you to live. As you can probably tell from our conversation earlier, reading your journal, we found you dead.
Yes, I quite expected the next 48 hours to no longer be alive.
Lucas looks surprised. Did we cut it that close?
You have good timing. I assume you know about the gem, the problems with this world, and my final solution.
Yes, we came across it, and it worked, just to put your mind at ease.
Good. That is good to know. Well, I have finished it and was merely preparing myself for what needed to be done. And then you come along and offer an alternative. I must admit I am very apprehensive about dying, despite the fact that my mistakes deserve it. I am very interested in hearing what you are offering.
Well, as you heard, we are looking for a powerful techno-wizard to help us with a forgery of a powerful item, something that may be more powerful than some gods, if we understand this enough, or at least enough power to make a normal person into a god.
So you want me to create a fake of an extremely powerful magical artifact that is indistinguishable from the original without the original's negative effects?
Something along
Something
those
like-
lines.
Have
Do you-
it imbue the same power without it needing to imbue the same powers.
I see. Do you have the original item?
We do.
Yes.
And we also have a fake.
Such a
Unenchanted,
thing.
of course.
Such a thing is possible, though before we continue, perhaps I should be upfront with you. Have you tried the tea yet?
No, and Isaac will bring up the small soup bowl.
It's some of the best empty you've ever had. I don't know if you're a teetotaler or anything, but it's
Teetotaler.
damn good.
That's not.
What? I don't want to judge, all right?
Is that an
I'm
actual
judging you,
term?
use.
It was
Okay,
a term
teetotaler?
in the 1700s.
Oh,
Was that the actual use for that term?
Mhm.
Okay.
A teetotaler was a
Wow.
derogatory term for someone who drank tea instead of alcohol, usually someone very proper.
so you said you're not judging us by using a derogatory term from 1700s.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm a hypocrite. What do you want from me?
Wow. Best GM.
I know. No, it's very smooth, well brewed, and excellent tasting. It tastes of some type of sweet fruit.
The tea is amazing.
Thank you. I believe in a certain principle, whether it comes to making tea or crafting a techno-wizard item, such as what you're requesting. Dedication, patience, and perfection. That is what separates a common item from a master quality item, whether it be tea or a fake of a godlike magical artifact. What you request is possible, but it would not be done quickly.
Well, we're going to be taking a trip to help a friend of ours. And this trip will take about 6 months in order to do it. And if you need more time, we can find more time.
I cannot say how much time would be needed without seeing the items, but yes, so long as you understand that to acquire my services is to acquire quality, not speed.
That's perfectly fine with me. What about you guys?
Um, we're looking for something that works, and not some sort of slap job. I know time is necessary, as much as I'm admittedly impatient, as he then, like, shrugs a little bit. And I think I can put that aside for something this important.
Well then, as long as that is understood, I am at your disposal. I do have the one issue that must be cleared up. If you are to give me my future back, this planet must be healed. You already know my solution to it. I hesitate to assume, but are you here to help me enact it, or do you have another proposal?
Well, the thing is, if we were to... Time travel is a finicky thing. You can do this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sir, we actually need this particular events to play out exactly the same way as it did in history. As far as I can tell, messing with the time kind of doesn't turn out well. Such large events like the weather changing back on this planet, as he then sighs a bit, many years before that it is supposed to be enacted, will be irreparable to the timeline, especially of this particular planet. As you'd notice, like, Lucas seems to be, like, acting like somebody else. He's not
it's real
seeming
weird.
very Lucas-like.
Kid is giving him very weird looks.
How long from now did you fix my mistake?
Lucas, actually, I don't know, because it's been too
I
long,
can't
but I want to
remember.
say, like, 50...
No,
200.
Isaac, you rolled that one check. I'm not going to keep rolling it. So 300 years, give or take a few.
300 years.
It would take roughly 300 years.
His eyes go down and his face darkens a little bit. You are asking that I let these people suffer for another 3 centuries before we fix my mistakes?
I mean,
Well,
You've seen the planet around you, have you not? How much it is suffering.
Lucas has a cold stare back. I have. Now, as much as I assume that you are wanting this to be different, I will assure you, trying to fix this now would only make a second and even more devastating mistake.
Do you want my help with this, Lucas? I can bring
He
up the
puts up a
pictures.
hand and then switches it to a finger.
I have pictures.
Not a middle finger.
Right, okay.
A picture might help. You see, timelines have been changed drastically before, and the effect of it has been, well, you may want to see it.
So should I bring it up now?
Yes,
or...
you should bring up the
Okay.
picture.
Isaac will detach the hollow computer, which will probably surprise Cather, because this is technology from 300 years in the future, and put it on the desk.
500 years in the future. No, actually 800 years in the future. The hollow computer's gotten in Zebron, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so 800 years in the future.
800 years in the future. And he will start it up, project what's on the screen, and he'll bring up the incident that started the Corsairs.
You will see a picture of a yellow, dead, cracked planet show up.
Uh-huh.
He'll look at it and he'll say, "This picture, however impressive, means little without context. What am I looking at?"
He'll start the video. I would imagine there would be a video for it.
Yeah, like a very news voice goes up. It's the 277th year of the Great Disaster, Malachor 7, where the entire planet was destroyed due to the first and only time-temporal anomaly that we have experienced, thus causing the creation of the Commonwealth and the Corsairs. Billions died during it, and it is expected that planet will not be recoverable for several million years, at least. And it goes on.
Yeah.
And then it like cuts to a commercial for like fried chicken.
Isaac will stop it.
He'll look at it. So, if I am understanding this correctly, if we do not allow you to fix this world 300 years in the future, as you claim, and instead fix it now, this will cause such a disaster.
Catastrophe. Something along the lines. It could be something as big as this, where it's only isolated to this planet. Could be something even bigger. What if we affect the terraforming machine, and the Thaladians are able to grow, evolve, and are able to conquer everything else?
What, may I ask, what causes this disaster? People have been traveling through time even back when I existed. Now, I know that's odd to say. If simply changing the timeline would cause this disaster, I dare say none of us would exist today. There must be some catalyst for it.
There's
the difference.
Sorry, go ahead.
It is the difference between things that should exist and the things that shouldn't. As if, let's just say, one of the Thaladians up on the surface, one of them may have seen our ship. If that were to happen, technically, a lot of other events would change and everything could be different. But that seems to be perfectly fine for the timeline, whatever sort of weird rules it might have. But we've been assured many a times in this particular world, in these particular circumstances, that two things are to make this particular anomaly happen. As if a person or an object has come in contact with itself from the past, or if there was a large enough event to change the timeline that it would never be able to recover. As he then like squints, like he's trying to understand it himself.
Like think of it this way. Are you familiar with paradoxes?
Yes.
Do you know what a paradox is?
Intimately.
The smaller the paradox, the less waves that the drop of water creates. The bigger the paradox, the bigger the waves.
And
the
what
bigger the devastation.
Perhaps you do not know, but what is the paradox that caused this? And he points to the planet.
A man ran into himself.
Ah, I see. So, either a man from the future finds himself in the past, or a man from two different timelines find themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how the universe would have difficulty with such a thing. But such a chance is rare, is it not?
Unless you're specifically trying to do that. But
A fair point. I've met more than one person in my time that would like to see a world or two burn.
it's true.
So, you will fix this world in 300 years, no matter what I say.
It's already been
Well,
done to us.
certain things do need to occur. Like, the gem needs to definitely be here, and it needs to be charged.
And there's one other thing.
Yes.
Lucas, would you like to tell him?
So, I know you're not going to like this, and we've already planned out... He stops for a second. We've already reasoned with ourselves the best course of action to ask and tell and do all of these things to have you understand the situation. But to start this out, this might upset you at first. We're going to need you to leave your companion, your sword.
He stares at you with the same eyes, the glowing white irises, without an expression on his face. And he then stretches out his hand and pulls the silken scarf that he wore on top of his robes. And as he pulls it, it begins to transform into a familiar black blade. And he sets it on the table in front of him and he says, Rapture and I have been close for many years. That is a difficult thing to ask.
Luckily, we've planned and done some errands beforehand. We've known of Rapture for quite some time, and we're familiar enough to talk with it a few times. I believe at least two of us have talked to it. He looks at Rapture. We do have the one that is in the future with us on our particular ship. I know that is not particularly the easiest thing to believe, so we had the Rapture on our ship give us a bit of information that it would only know, as well as we could communicate with this Rapture, and it would know, from what I can tell from the joining, all of our history.
Let me understand this. You tell me that if a person meets their past self, it could cause devastation on untold levels, yet you bring my future companion here with my past companion.
Ah. But here's the thing. The inside of our ship is technically a different dimension. They're not in the same dimension.
He looks at Isaac.
It was a gift from another god. You'll understand when you get there.
You are an interesting group. You're saying that the inside of your ship is a different dimension than the outside. Huh. That is something worth seeing. Lucas, roll me a trust check. Make it easier by 15, please. Because of Isaac's help in the video and all that good stuff.
Oh boy.
You can do this.
I've been rolling hot all night. Let's
I
see if
know.
this luck streak can continue.
Yeah.
Booyah!
Oh, damn. That's cool.
He's silent for some time. And he says, "What is this information Rapture told you to tell me?"
Well,
Boy, let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, go ahead.
he told me, Lucas, relax.
Good.
Mind you, this is a rapture that saw you die. About 800 years ago. No. 300, 500. Yeah, no, 800 years ago. It was looking forward to seeing that Patty wasn't your fault. He looks at his hand. I think
It says that to see if he accepted that Patty was not his fault.
See if you... This is kind of blurred out. Give me a second. And he's going to try and look at it in light. See if you accepted Patty wasn't fault. I think that's what I wrote.
His eyes look down again. Very well. I believe you have me convinced. Help me charge this gem. Do whatever you need to do to ensure that a disaster does not befall it. And I will go with you.
Another thing you might detest, but probably still necessary. We still need a body in the room. When we were in here, there were a few around. We might be able to see then kind of hand gestures, move them to where your chamber was.
Yes, that is doable. When I was chased down here, I had to, unfortunately, defend myself. The corpses are still there.
Now, I don't really need to talk anymore, but I would like to do all of these actions to move forward.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do these actions to move forward. So Cather would insist on finishing tea first.
Sure.
Lucas has not touched his teeth.
After the tea is finished, he would say, I need... Well... There is a form of energy inside you that you use to make magic. I have not really heard of a tangible name for it, but...
I call it PP.
PP?
PowerPoints.
He stares at you for about 10 seconds, and then, like, one side of his mouth, like, cracks in a grin. He goes, that is strangely apt. PP. Are you powerful in this PP?
Lucas kind of like he breaks his usual like character that he's been doing, like the like fingers like in a pyramid and like keeping very serious and what he like oh yeah, I'm pretty good, as he like kind of like rubs his nails on his shirt and then like breathes on like
He goes, then I will need your help to charge the gem. I'm afraid I don't have much in the way of luggage. I would need but a few minutes to take some of my belongings and to say goodbye to my companion. Other than that, I should be ready.
Maybe? Would it be alright if I touched Rapture? And let him know what is in store for him?
He's silent for a while. And then he says, "No. Rapture says that no one should know too much of their own future."
Got it.
This way. And then he will, Isaac and Lucas and everyone else, he'll lead you down towards the chamber that you found before. With the gem resting upon the computers there.
Woo.
We can cover this more narratively. You convinced him. He gonna do it. Lucas, he would need 78 PP from you to fill the gem to 300.
Damn.
As between him and the he had a PP battery with him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that wasn't just all totally him. So please mark that off. And that'll fully charge the gym up to 300.
That was 70.
73.
73. Oh, that's easy enough.
All right. Yeah, because he has a PP battery that can hold 100, and he himself has a 133.
Oh.
So, we get that charged up. He takes a like a small satchel, I guess would be the word for it, slung over one shoulder. Looks like it's full of some belongings.
Actually, during the time, he like stops and he goes like, "You sure you don't need any more? I could pitch in."
Oh. Well, perhaps my books.
I mean, no, he was talking about the PPE.
Sure, if you're capable, and I wouldn't have to drain myself so completely. So sure, as much as you would like. So like I said, he has 133 plus 100 PPE battery, so you can contribute as much or as little as you would like to reach that 300.
Let's break even. I'll put myself down to 33 and 35, and he can have 35.
Okay, sure. All right, so he'll say that he's grateful. He will spend a good 20 minutes with Rapture to himself. And then I assume during this time you guys would drag over one of the half decomposed bodies that smells revolting.
Whoa.
Yeah. Over to behind in front of the computer there, where you would prop up. Cather would place drape the body in one of his robes, and then place Rapture leaning up against him the same way that you found him. Like this guy right here. Oh, whoops. This guy right here.
Yeah. Like
You
that.
turn to Cather. One last thing.
Anything?
I gotta know what this thing does as he marches out of the room and goes over to this fucking machine. Right
Oh, God,
here.
This one. Oh, yeah. This one. We spent like hours trying to figure out that.
Are you talking about the goddamn book sorter?
Yes!
Oh,
He goes, that was an invention of mine when I was young. Kept it with me for sentimental value, I suppose. It's a book sorter. It helps one sort through books by whatever parameters you set it to. As long as you've entered the books within it, it can sort them and shelve them appropriately. Rather useless to drag all the way out here, but as I said, sentiment is powerful.
You know, I have over like 500 books on this a holo computer. We can get you one.
That's nice. They existed in my time. I made quite a few. They don't hold the same experience. There's something about books. The musty smell of the pages, the feel of the book in your hand, that you just don't get with a data pad.
Okay.
Just
fair.
picking up on that now, or yeah?
Maybe.
And he goes, well then, is there anything else you need to do to ensure the timeline is maintained?
There was things sorted around that we found to understand how to bypass, I think, a door or a robot or...
Oh, right, yeah. There was a door. The door was locked.
That is already done. Any defenses that your party would have to get through in 300 years have already been enacted. As I told you, within a few days I was planning on... Well... And then he just kind of gestures to the body that you've positioned.
Right.
I do have one request.
Huh?
If I am to go with you, the suffering of the people on this planet is my fault, my hubris. If they are doomed to suffer because of me, then I can at least attempt to make up for my actions. I don't know what you intend to do exactly. I don't know who you are. But if I am to leave this place to its fate, then I would like to make the fate of others better, so that if I must make millions suffer, then at least I can save 1,000,000 others.
What you're gonna do for us, we'll probably do that.
Yeah.
He shakes his head. No. Everything that you have to do pertaining to Cyrene is because of my actions. Saving millions to this godling would never have had to be done in the first place had it not been for me. Correct?
No.
Did you make Thaladians?
He hesitates for a second. Some of them, yes. But they were native to this planet.
Okay. Well...
Well, then that's debatable, I guess. We'll have to get more information later.
Yeah, we'll have to talk
no.
about that later, I think.
But I understand where you're coming from. I get what you're putting down. I'm picking up exactly what you left on the floor.
I did not leave anything on... Oh. That must be some idiom from your time.
No?
Yes.
No, that's
I
just...
am an idiom from my time.
He is an idiom from our time, yes.
I will endeavor to pick up your mannerisms as quickly as I can. Of course, at the end of the day, my burdens are my own. It is not your obligation to see them through. That is why it was simply a request. I am ready when you are. I dare say I am looking forward to seeing your ship, meeting my companion.
Yeah, me too.
Again.
Wait a second. As he then, looks towards the, drill and the big hole. I think we're gonna need to cover... Do you have a thing to,
Oh,
not
yeah,
have a
we're
hole
gonna
to
have
lead
to...
directly to your ship? We may... That's probably gonna get noticed somehow.
He goes, perhaps a cave-in of sorts.
Yeah, that'd work. Do you have any, like, explosive devices or anything like that?
He looks at Isaac. My dear friend, I'm a techno-wizard. What kind of techno-wizard doesn't carry around explosives?
Teach me.
So that's how that comes about, huh?
Yep. Well.
He looks at Isaac straight faced and he goes,
A discussion for another time. Suffice to say, I can trigger such a cave-in.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna definitely need that to happen.
Yeah. We're also gonna need to, unfortunately, drive over your table and turn our drilling machine around.
he says, and like for the first time, like every moment you've seen this guy, he is moved with poise, with purpose, with confidence. He walks very briskly towards the table to pick up his teacup and teapot.
I see we're gonna need to supply the ship with tea.
Yes, definitely.
I would require that as a stipulation, yes. Though the fact that it doesn't already have tea is sad.
We usually stock beer and alcohol instead.
Oh, it's great.
I'm sure there's tea somewhere. Probably.
Yeah,
like
there's
orange
probably like a tin of tea.
or lemon tea.
Well then,
Isaac
perhaps...
will turn to Lucas. They come in tins, right?
Lucas looks back. I bought a few in bottles and bags.
Oh. Alright.
He goes, well, perhaps it is as fortunate for you that we met as it is for me.
There is no sarcasm on his face.
Wow. Okay.
Lucas goes, I don't go like this in my like in his mind.
So
you turn the thing around, smashing his tables.
yes.
He gives some final orders to his androids. And then he climbs in to the device, looks around at the two chairs and then the space, and then calmly, quietly sits down against the back corner and pulls his knees to his chest, trying to take up as little space as possible.
There's more than enough.
Did fill the battery, right?
Yes, already been
Okay.
filled.
Yeah. There's more than enough room for you to stretch out if you need. I mean,
This will suffice. Thank you.
are you sure?
I am
Comfortable?
quite comfortable. Yes.
Okay. All right, kid. Punch it. Okay, not literally. Don't punch it, but just turn it on and go.
Why would you say that?
He-
Kids.
Cather looks straight at Kid and says, I believe that is also an idiom.
Yes,
That's pretty dumb.
I am an idiom.
No,
Oh, I'm glad you made the joke.
not an idiot. An idiom. A colloquial term. Slang.
Oh.
Well, thanks, Siri. Let's get going. Kid doesn't say that. I do.
Right,
'Cause
I
Kid
understand.
doesn't know what
You
Siri
make a
is.
character in the backstory
How
that's named
big
Siri
is
that
the
doesn't know it
phone
all.
app?
Serious, what are kids like sisters or brothers that was just always talking too much?
I would love that.
I almost want to make that canon, but that's not my call. That is one of the few things that is not my call. All right, Kid. Kid. Roll me a piloting check. You have to turn this baby around in a room that can barely fit it.
Oh dear God. All right, this is fine.
Got this.
Nope.
Okay, that's a fail by 9, right?
That's a fail by 19.
18.
Shit.
Wait, what? So
She
you're
had to roll below a
Unskilled
30.
roll.
Yeah.
That's
It's an unskilled roll.
the extra 5 was from the spell from last time. Got it.
Yeah.
That's
So
gone.
then kid goes midway through and then
Yeah, you destroy a bit more than the dining room. Isaac, Lucas, you know that when you were here last time,
Yeah.
it wasn't this wrecked. It was. I mean, the place was trashy. I mean, you're fairly confident that wouldn't split the timeline off, but you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't that wrecked.
Lucas is sitting there with like clenched lips, just like closing his eyes and sweating like with every like crack and crash. Just sitting there, just slowly nodding to himself.
Like, and finally, when Kid gets it turned around, like finally, like she stops. There's this silence as like the dust settles and like rocks like kind of like ding off of it, and then goes.
That's great.
So, on the journey back, since Hart doesn't need to be operating the drill on the way back out, and your flashlights, and this is why it has them, work now, Kid. You can see the tunnel and navigate down it.
Mhm.
Up it, actually. You can navigate up it.
I was gonna say
Kid-
we're supposed to be going up, not down.
Excuse me.
Kid?
Hart actually sits down next to Cather, imitating, like, put the legs up to her chest and starts going, "So I'm Hart. I'm an engineer. Actually, I'm a telepath. Actually, I confuse with machines. I've always wanted to meet you. I am, like, your biggest fan. I know, like, you died, like, 300 years ago, or was it 800 years ago, or it was a long time ago. It's fine, but I read all of your books. And they did not let me come down last time, so I'm very happy to meet you. Not as a dead body." Like, this goes on for like 5 minutes. Cather just politely nodding and saying, "It's good that you read my books and you understood them. Excellent. That's heartwarming to know that it's lasted so long." But he doesn't say much. It's mostly just Hart in total fangirl mode.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Yes, I know, Anna. This is Hart we're talking about.
Yeah, she's
if
smart.
you guys no, she's very smart when it comes to mechanics and how a phenomenon works. You try and explain the difficulties of time traveling paradoxes to her, though.
Didn't she explain it earlier in the session?
No, she explained how temporal
it
gates work.
Yeah.
There's a difference between explaining the laws of the universe and explaining philosophical, because really, when you get down to it, that's what it is. It's philosophical paradoxes. But, in any case, you guys are able to make it back up the tunnel, back to the second chance.
Fantastic.
You roll into the second chance, and when you roll into the you roll back into the cargo bay, Ryle slithers right up and coils around the machine and goes, "Hi, how did it go? Did you find what you were looking for?"
Oh god. How does Cather react?
Yeah, Kid just hops out and goes, "We got him. He's not dead."
His eyes are wide, very wide, but otherwise his face is calm.
Oh,
But he's locked eyes with Ryle.
that's our gummy worm.
Friend.
Yeah. Our worm of sour.
Lucas jumps out. Enough of that. You got a friend to meet. Come on now. He's been
Yeah,
waiting
that's
for
right.
you.
And as you can
I-
probably tell,
I could be a friend to meet, Ryle says as you guys walk away.
Mm.
And then he just kind of droops his head.
wait. Isaac will turn around, go up to him, and pat him on his head.
We'll be back later. Bye.
Ryle looks resigned, but nods.
And I will stay with Ryle.
He seems nice. His eyes glow.
He's weird.
Does that mean he can see inside me? Like Ryle rears up and looks at himself.
Anna, he's talking to you.
I missed that. Sorry.
He goes, he seems nice. His eyes glow. Does that mean he can see inside me?
I honestly don't know, but I think the answer is no.
Ask him. Ask him next time you see him.
Okay. Will do.
Okay. All right. He looks very excited for some reason at the prospect. Lucas, I'm assuming you're leading him to Rapture.
Yes.
Okay. You lead him to Rapture. He looks at it and he goes, "Hello, old friend." And he will grasp Rapture's hilt. And then he'll sit down. And for a very, very long time, he doesn't move. Like hours long time. So, like, literally, he's sitting, I guess, in the doorway of Isaac's room.
Okay.
After like 10 minutes, Lucas will be like, "All right, I'll let you two just, mingle for a while. I'll check back. There's a few other people I want you to meet, but I see you're busy, and
But that's
just
my
holler
room.
if you need anything." As he then scoots over all the way to his room.
But that's my room. Fine.
That was your first mistake.
Isaac's room. Oh yeah, he'll go pretty much all the way down to the end of the hallway and go into his room.
All right. Lucas is up here. That's great.
Okay. So, with that, you guys are cleared for takeoff. And, well, yes, from the Cyrene traffic control.
Yes, we
Yep.
are very clear.
Oh, we didn't squeeze about the collapsing thing.
Yeah, we did that.
Oh,
right?
yes. He would have, okay. So he would have gotten out of the vehicle when you were going down the tunnel. And he would have produced from under his robes black, thin strips of what looked like flypaper. And he would take these strips. He would hold them momentarily and close his eyes. And Lucas, you can tell that there is magical energy being used upon them. But he doesn't cast anything. I don't know how familiar Lucas is with Techno-Wizard devices, but there is no casting. There's no in game terms, Techno-Wizard devices cost energy, but it's not something that you need to cast.
Squee. My
Mhm.
character's got a rocket staff. He knows Techno-Wizard.
Okay, my mistake. So he momentarily transfers energy into the flypaper strips, places them around the wall, places about 4 strips, and then gets back in the vehicle. And about 15 minutes or so, as you're traveling down the tunnel, you hear a very distant boom, and the tunnel shakes a bit. And with that, he nods and he goes, "That should more than take care of it. Though, if I guessed correctly, it would not have caused a cave-in, so the ground above would look undisturbed."
That's a good thing.
Yes, it would be bad if people found a sinkhole directly into my vault. In fact, if you would be so kind, perhaps we could check on it on our way out.
I mean, sure.
Okay, and we can just say you did. You went by where above the area and the ground was solid and firm.
Sweet.
Because, like, basically his concern was if he misjudged it, he could have caused such a big cave-in that the ground itself up above would have caved in, but no, it's fine.
Cool.
All right, so you're back on the ship. You leave Cyrene. Isaac, what are you doing during the hours in which Cather is sitting in your door?
Well,
not in your door frame, but like right in front of it.
He'll probably try and talk to him. When that won't work, he'll just go into the Starluck Lounge and start drinking. 'Cause why not?
We'll say about an hour into the drinking, you hear from downstairs a very familiar metallic voice. Isaac!
Oh, crap. All right.
Isaac!
I'll head down, and I head down.
You all hear this, by the way. It's very loud. You see Quicksilver wrapped up in the coils of Ryle, who looks like he's having a marvelous time. And Quicksilver is just like on his back, wrapped up, looking at Ryle, going, Isaac!
Ryle, sorry.
I found a toy.
It's not a toy, it's my horse.
I thought it was just a doll. It started moving. It's fantastic.
Ryle,
Hmm?
put my horse down. Please.
Okay, I mean, and he'll like put Quicksilver down, and he'll be like, "Sorry, I just thought it was, you know."
He's not a toy. He's another being. He can think for himself.
I didn't know.
It's okay. It's all right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And like Ryle like curls up into like a little ball, and Quicksilver's like, "What? What? Why? Why?"
Well, we got a giant gummy worm, as you can see. This is basically the only place for him on the ship. By the way, the ship's bigger. You've been off for quite a while.
Why?
'Cause.
Okay.
He's our friend.
All right.
He's our friend.
First
He
things
wanted to come
first.
with us. What?
Wait. And he like stamps his paw down.
What? Hoof.
Where am I?
You're in the ship.
Am I still deactivated?
No. You're not dreaming.
Are you sure?
I'm
This
sure.
really feels like one.
Isaac will lean
Like,
forward.
I've never had one, but I'm sure that someday I will. And this is what I imagine it would be like.
Isaac will lean forward and flick him in the nose.
You hurt your finger.
Ow.
It's a mega damage metal.
Well,
right?
yeah. Well,
You hear, like, this
he
full
also has a
thumb.
synth skin,
Right.
so don't forget
and
that.
he goes, I know. I'm not saying like you actually damaged your finger, but just you're flicking synth skin over
Yeah.
metal. So there's like this dull thud. And he goes, yeah, so Isaac, I can't feel things.
You should have at least some feeling. That guy
No.
didn't install the sensors, right? Did he?
Was he supposed to install sensors?
Yes.
Was I supposed to be feeling things?
Yes. The whole time. Man, I should have never gone to that stall.
He just like have you ever seen a horse sit down?
Yes.
He sits down and he goes, "Okay. So, let's just make a checklist of the worst time I've ever woken up. I learned that I am nothing more than a chew toy for a giant gummy dragon, whatever gummy means. I am in a ship that is not a ship I know, and apparently I'm supposed to have feelings.
Yes.
Well, this is officially worst day ever.
Oh, it gets worse. Remember how you liked hanging out in my room?
He just, like, stares at you.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We essentially, when we got him, and he's going to point over to Ryle, who is a cool guy, by the way.
Ryle's
an
still
actual-
curled up in a ball.
An actual nice boy. Fucking, he's gonna go and pat Ryle.
His his head is lost in the coil somewhere. All you see is like a massive coil and a little tail sticking out.
Dang it. Okay. Anyways, when we got him, and convinced him to come with us, we encountered somebody, and I wished for the ship to be bigger on the inside. So as you can see, the ship changed on the inside.
And I can't go to your room because...
Because there's only ladders.
So, Isaac,
Yes.
you wished for a bigger ship,
Yes.
but did not wish for elevators for me to use to bunk with you.
Look, I forgot that one little thing, I admit, would have
It's
been
okay.
a good idea.
No, it's fine. It
But
is...
here's the thing. You have a new friend, and he's gonna point at Ryle.
Oh, joy. He looks at Ryle, looks to Isaac. Worst day ever.
Well, in any case, I got you more TV shows.
Really? What kind?
There's a few kids shows. One of them is about a kid who goes into a video game. Does some neat stuff in that.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's what's going to happen.
What?
You are going to plug that into my port. I am going to go to the opposite corner over here, and you are not going to talk to me for the rest of the trip.
Quicksilver, we're gonna be leaving for like 6 months.
Okay. So, not 6 months, obviously. Like, a few hours. A few hours. Do not talk like 2 hours.
Okay. I'll let you pout in the corner. It's fine.
Oh, I see. I see. So I can't stay in my owner's room anymore. I am the chew toy of a giant animal, and this is what you call pouting. Right.
Well, I mean, I can try and get some materials to make you a stable, if you want.
Or how about a cage for Rainbow over there?
No, I'm not building him a cage.
Just an idea. You know, he did almost kill me.
Oh, I thought you two were gonna get along. My God.
Sure. Once I'm dead, I'm sure we would have gotten along fine.
You're being entirely unreasonable, but okay. I'll let you watch these things. And he'll take off his holo computer and hook it up.
All right. And then Quicksilver will go to the far corner and start watching it, which, I mean, this isn't the worst argument the two of you ever had. He does tend to make a lot of things.
Yeah.
Though maybe he has more ammunition more now than most times, but yes, Quicksilver has always been a bit of a drama queen.
Mm-hmm. He is a
So
drama
he
queen.
goes off to the opposite corner and starts watching shows in his brain.
Isaac will go up to Ryle and go, "Hey, bud." He's gonna pat whatever coil is near him. Hey, come here. Let me talk to you.
It coils tighter.
Listen. I'm sorry about him. He's my horse.
Your horse doesn't like me. He says, but sort of like, your horse doesn't like me.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, he doesn't like many people.
Tell him I'm sorry.
I will. Right now, he's mad at me. But we'll figure things out. I'll try and find somewhere where both of you can run around for a bit. Hopefully.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see you later.
The little tail waves.
And that's that. Isaac goes back to drinking.
I mean, can't imagine an encounter with Ryle and Quicksilver going much differently. Look, the metal toy moves.
Like a marching soldier.
All right, so here's what I propose.
Huh?
Unless you guys have something to do, which by all means let me know. I say that we narratively say that you get the gate open back up to Severon. And then in between sessions, you can discuss and talk about what kind of preparations you'd like to make to head out. So that towards the beginning of next session, you know, obviously there might be a few things you need to do, getting supplies, et cetera, but we can handle a lot of that kind of off-stream, off-session so that towards the beginning of next session, you can depart.
Cool. Maybe you guys should just start acting this out.
Yeah.
Too.
I mean, I see a lot of typing there. You guys
Yeah,
are more
there's
than
a lot of
welcome to...
Well, we don't want to speak over you guys.
That's
Yeah,
what
we're done,
pluses are for.
That
Go
would
ahead.
be rude.
No, but that's what pluses are for.
Well, that's if I want to stop you and get things, your attention and whatnot.
True. But I mean, by all means, you guys can roleplay the scene if you'd like.
Lucas has just said, I want it.
Why?
Ask a lot of questions. I just would like it to test out something. I promise I'll bring it back.
Kid stares for a moment with an expression that says, I don't trust you, but hands it over anyways.
Thank you. Like, bolts out. He goes back over to Ryle and the horse, depending on how far the situation has gone.
We'll say that they are in separate corners. Ryle is curled up into a ball with just his tail kind of twitching back and forth, and Quicksilver has his head in the corner. Down here.
Me.
Like as far away from Ryle as you can.
Yeah, okay. Excuse me.
Huh? Oh. Hi, Lucas.
Hello. Do you see this thing as he brings up the necklace?
Yes, I see it.
Would you like to get into Isaac's room?
What? But Isaac said I couldn't go to his room.
Oh, but Isaac doesn't know about the secret necklace passage.
Isaac doesn't. Yes, I would very much like to get to his room, my room, our room.
Let's see if this works or not.
Oh boy. Yeah, it works.
Jesus fucking Christ, man!
Quicksilver dissolves into the necklace.
Oh
Why?
my god.
So, okay. Yep, good to know.
So Lucas
Okay.
goes upstairs, goes to Isaac's room, where Cather is meditating with rapture.
He like does a like sidestep, long step around him in the doorway, and goes over to the corner, and then like unleashes what he kind of like takes a necklace and jostles it like he's trying to like dump out what's inside.
Quicksilver quickly dissolves, and he goes, "Oh, whoa!" Looks around. These are Isaac's things. Is this his room?
Yeah. Oh, ignore that guy. He's talking with his friend.
You know what? I don't even care anymore.
Let's just say he's probably doing what you were doing when
He's
you're
not.
sitting in a corner.
He's not gonna be here permanently, is he?
He looks
This is
over.
kind of like mine and Isaac's room.
Looks over. You know, I'm unsure, but I'm sure when he starts moving again for food, I assume, we can ask him.
Right. Let him know this room is taken.
By Isaac, yes.
I'm sure he's a nice old guy. But, you know, not enough room for 3 people.
Well, I mean, he's holding one, another, you know what, never mind.
And Lucas, I don't believe I've ever said this before, but thanks.
You're welcome.
You know, I
Uh.
wasn't sure about you. Like this conversation gets slower and slower as you just walk away, and he just finally shrugs and goes over to the corner and starts watching things. So now Isaac's room is now hosting Quicksilver, which can fit in there comfortably now,
Yup.
Thank God.
and Cather, who is sitting there cross-legged with Rapture.
Goody.
And Isaac himself is drinking in the Starlight.
Just
I'd
wait till he
imagine.
sees this.
Yeah, I'd imagine like a couple of hours later, he comes back to the room, notices Cather, kind of steps around him, and freezes when he sees Quicksilver, and does double take. How the hell?
Oh, hey Isaac.
How'd you get in here?
I have my ways.
No. How'd you get in here?
Magic.
Lucas!
Okay. But you know what, fuck it. He's just gonna go to bed.
I just like how there's all these people you were like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
I don't even
Yeah.
care.
Got your necklace. You want it?
Holy shit. Okay.
All right, I think that's a good way to end the session.
Kid, you want the
All right.
necklace or not?
Kid.
Kid.
Oh, kid. Sorry, I didn't hear that bit. Yes. It takes back the necklace. The eyes used to put suspiciously.
That was genius.
He actually, if there's more time, there is more time. Thank goodness.
Yes.
Yes.
He's going to actually go over to the coiled big man over. Hey,
Hey, Lucas.
what's up? Your fish ain't fishy enough?
No, it's not that. I screwed up.
What? No.
There was this. I thought it was a statue, and then it came to life, and I thought it was a toy, and apparently it was not a toy. It was a person.
It happens to the best of us. You pick up a thing, it's a living being and doesn't want to be touched, and now you're under arrest for doing under. You know what? It's fine.
This is either really funny or very dark, and I'm not sure which.
I'm going with the dark route.
Oh my god.
You should not have ended that where you did.
It happens to everyone.
You sure?
So
I mean, he seemed really upset.
I'm sure that he was, but it was a misunderstanding. Heat of the moment, it happens.
Yeah, I mean, he like starts to uncurl. I didn't mean to anything by it.
From what I heard, you are looking for some sort of hesitate to call it toy, but maybe a big thing to play with.
I mean, I don't like to complain or anything. It's just this. There's nothing in here except for that, and he points to like the drill.
Lucas brings up a pointer finger and then goes over around this corner. This is a wide open area.
Yeah, like that's the hatch that opens downwards, so that's level with the ground.
Is there any place that might actually have, like, I don't know, vehicles?
Yeah, I mean, like there'd be the drill machine. Where you would store it here, I mean, it's up to you guys. It could be like in the corner somewhere or up here somewhere.
It'll probably, I'll probably be around here somewhere. As he mumbles to himself, remember where you found the thing that came alive? Where was that? I need to find something in here.
Yeah, we'll say it was there.
He's gonna start rooting around the corner. This should be it. As he has Apple Palooza.
Yeah. That looks a lot like the other one.
He does. He's smaller. But this one, as he then like trots over a little bit, this one doesn't talk, and it's not really a thing or a person. And but I would say just make sure that you play nicely with it. Doesn't say much, but it likes companionship and not being crushed. Two very important things it likes.
Lucas, I assume you turn Applepalooza on?
Yeah.
Alright. As you start walking away, you suddenly find yourself encoiled, very gently, given its size, by Ryle, who gives you a lick that goes up your entire body.
How does it smell? Because I think that's probably going to be the one thing that will make my reaction be the reaction I give it.
Like sour gummy worms.
Then he'll find it delightful.
And he'll go, thank you, this is amazing. Thank you, Lucas.
Anytime. Now, mind you, I might need to take that out on walks.
Right, no, of course.
But other than that, it should be fine.
Okay. And then he'll uncoil and he'll like coil around Applepalooza and start like Applepalooza. I mean, I guess you'd set it on a protocol where it just like walks to
like
get out of the way.
It has like a trot protocol, like a showman horse trot protocol. So it's kind of doing that.
he starts like coiling around it, like not like enclosing it, but like basically think a puppy trying to figure out something that's moving kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yep, there you go.
That's great.
Lucas solving problems.
Making people happy, that's what Lucas does.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh man. Okay. So with that, we'll end the session here. Now, when we start next session, of course, if you guys need to do anything like on the way to Zebron or whatnot, you can. I would suggest, if you guys would like, in between sessions, kind of figure out what you'd want to get to prepare for your journey, because that way, next session we can pretty early on start your cross-universe trip.
Yeah. I think so. That'd be cool.
Yep, boy.
I think I have a good idea for the majority of what I want to get.
Okay.
So do you want us to tell you in advance?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be right now, but sure, I would like it. I'll also let you know, Isaac, given what you plan to do, you should look into getting Techno Wizard raw material, i.e. gems, mechanical parts,
Yeah.
things
Well,
of that nature.
We'll just talk after and figure out a good price for all of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Will do. All right, so we'll go
Yeah.
ahead and end here.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
Missions accomplished.
Yeah.
You accomplished like 4 missions today.
Yeah. It was really cool. We did a lot of cool stuff today. But
You drilled good.
oh yeah, we definitely did. Kid was amazing with that. But that all being said,
Anyway.
Not so great on the U-turns.
yeah. We can talk more about that after we're done streaming. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, for another episode of 3 Galaxies. And don't forget, we have Rifts every Sunday at around the same-ish time. 3:30 Hawaii Standard Time. It is 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see you then.
30 Pacific.
Yeah, 6:30 Pacific. We'll see you then. Bye.
What?
Bye.
Okay.